Let's talk about the presidential campaign. We are now 4 days out before President Biden and former President Trump face off in their first debate. Biden prepping at Camp David while Trump is out stumping voters and taking his message to the swing state of Pennsylvania. NewsNation's Libby Dean covering the rally, and Trump really all weekend long, but for months now, Libby, because you're an embed and I know what a hard job that is, and we appreciate you joining us this morning. What was Trump's theme in Deep Blue Philly?
Well, Hena, good morning. His theme here really is that he was better for Pennsylvanians than President Biden is currently. He really focused on, in his hour-and-a-half remarks, on crime here in Philly, as well as the economy, inflation, immigration, and the border, all things that he has focused on in these battleground states like Michigan and Wisconsin. Those focuses, obviously, something that he talked about a lot, but he also talked a lot about President Biden and that upcoming debate, something that he kept coming back to during those hour-and-a-half remarks.
It's been reported that right now Crooked Joe's gone to a log cabin to study, prepare. No, he didn't. He's sleeping now because they want to get him good and strong, so a little before debate time he gets a shot in the ass, and that's... They want to strengthen him up.
Now, Trump also crowdsourced about that upcoming debate, asking the crowd if they'd like to see him be, quote, nice and let Biden speak, or, quote, tough and nasty. Trump seeming to lean towards that last option there, Hena. But when we spoke with people on the ground, they really told me that they hope that he remains policy-focused in that upcoming debate.
Yeah, and I agree with them. I think people just want to hear the facts. So we know Trump is going into debate preps with his team. So when will we see him next time? Will it be at the debate on Thursday, Libby?
Well, this was his last rally, Hena, before that debate, so it could be the last chance we hear long remarks from him. We do know, as sources confirmed to me, that the former president is at Bedminster at his private club up in New Jersey, just about an hour north of here. And we do also know that the former president is holding these policy meetings with his GOP allies, two of those allies being his potential VP picks, Senator Marco Rubio and Senator J.D. Vance. Now, Trump teased an announcement about his running mate. Take a listen to what he had to say when he stopped for a Philly cheesesteak yesterday.
Have you decided who your vice president is?
In my mind, yeah.
Do they know?
No, nobody knows.
That's right. Tim Scott your way, baby. Win.
Who do you like as VP?
Now, Trump went on to tease there that his VP pick is going to be at that upcoming debate. So we hear names like Doug Burgum, Senator Marco Rubio, as well as Senator J.D. Vance, like I mentioned. But as for a timeline as to when we actually get that announcement as to who his running mate is, sometime in July is looking likely. Trump teased the Republican National Convention as when he will make that big announcement. Hena?
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.